This woman, her name's Ellie, she goes out with some friends.
Oh, but okay, I'll react to Ace after Tommy.
One night, this woman, her name's Ellie, she goes out with some friends. And while she's out, she meets this guy, Jordan. And they're all drinking
like
and they're having a good time. And by the end of the night, Jordan ends up taking Ellie home. Except that Jordan doesn't actually take her home. He takes her somewhere else, somewhere she doesn't recognize. And there is where he essays her. But unfortunately, she doesn't report it to police. She says she's too afraid. 2 months later, Jordan shows up one night to her apartment. And for some reason...
get Jordan on actual B-fucking-T, bro.
Like, she lets him in. And
why?
Where he pulls a knife on her.
What the fuck is happening?
He picks her up, and he essays her again.
This dude Jordan's actually cracked out of his mind.
But this time, after he leaves, she does go and report it to police.
As she should.
And luckily, she has proof. Crazy enough, she has screenshots from Jordan's Snapchat messages.
Remember when I did that thing to you?
Openly admits that he...
Why did she open the door to this nigga? And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Listen, it's a terrible situation. Hands down, this should not have happened. However... At the same time, if this nigga is genuinely talking about, yo, remember when I, pinned you down against your will and raped you? That would be crazy if it happened again, right? And then, the next day he shows up at your door. What do we think is gonna happen? I'm sorry. Why did you let him in? I'm sorry.
Essayed her. So police, they eventually go and arrest Jordan. But then he gets out on bail. And one night, while he's out on bail, he breaks into Ellie's house and he essays her again.
This nigga's a fucking terrorist. There's no way this is real. There's no way this is real.
And police go and they arrest him again. And they throw him in jail and he's there for about 10 weeks. Before they ultimately let him go due to lack of evidence. Now, since Ellie has the police's ear, she feels it's the right time to confess something else to them. She goes and tells them about another separate incident that happened to her. Years before, back when Ellie was 12, she had met this much older guy at sort of a family gathering, and his name is Mo. So she and Mo, they become friends, and Mo eventually starts trafficking her, taking her from place to place and forcing her to do horrible things that I won't get into. And Ellie wasn't the only one. She says Mo has done this to tons of other girls, at least 60 other girls in fact.
Mo?
And he's involved in some kind of larger trafficking ring. And so Mo trafficking Ellie, this goes on for years, from the time she's 12 and to when she's well into her teens. And of course, Ellie has Snapchat messages to prove all of this too. So she shows all these messages to police. So police see this and they fear for Ellie's safety. So they put her in a hotel so that none of the traffickers she just outed can find her. Well, unfortunately for her, some of the traffickers she outed
Dude, this girl's life is actual shit.
Eventually do end up finding her. And they order her to get on a train and go to Blackpool immediately.
No way you called her the bop of hell, Kiwi.
So she does. And in Blackpool, she meets up with Mo, the original trafficker. And Mo ends up taking her to 4 different hotels where she is essayed multiple times by a bunch of different men. Now police, they eventually notice Ellie's missing. And they go to Blackpool and they find her and they bring her back to the original hotel. They also eventually arrest Mo, and they throw him in jail. 2 weeks later, police take Ellie back to Blackpool. And they're like, okay, show us where the traffickers took you. Let's retrace all your steps so we can finally bust this trafficking ring. And Ellie's like, alright. So they spend 2 days driving her around town. And Ellie points out a few places to them, but the locations she's pointing to and the details she's giving them are suddenly really vague.
Was it on that route that you took us on, or was it somewhere else?
I don't know.
Oh, this is in Britain,
by the end of this trip, police have no more information than when they started. And it's at this point that they look at Ellie and they start to get suspicious. So they go and they search Ellie's phone. And they find that, yeah, she actually had been at a hotel in Blackpool. But it's a hotel that she herself booked, which doesn't line up with her trafficking story. They also find CCTV footage of her shopping at various local stores in Blackpool, which also doesn't line up with her trafficking story. And this is when police realized that Ellie hadn't been trafficked at all. She hadn't been SA'd at all. She made it all.
Yo, women, I'm sorry, bro, but oh my god! Bro, why? Why? Mate, why? See, bro, this is the thing about some people, bro. I don't know why. I can't tell you the reasoning, this, that, and the third, but these motherfuckers lack consciousness. Bro, the dude who probably got thrown into jail, nigga, probably ain't even do shit. You told me, like, in all common logic, there's no way bro spun the block on her 3 different times, nigga, to essay her. There's no way that nigga is that cracked out of his mind to do that. And even if he did, gang, like, okay, well, if he did, she wouldn't have opened the door. You know what I'm saying? Let's be logical here. You feel me? Thing number 2, bro, I told y'all the story also, bro, way back. Bro, back in high school, I knew a kid who was, like, 2 years younger than me. He was on my bus, right? For, like, out of nowhere, it was, like, one of the weekends of, like, you know, like, a Monday being off because something was going on. Maybe, like, Memorial. I don't remember, but something was happening, so we had Monday off, right? One of those long weekends. Bro, after that shit ended, bro, for, like, 2 weeks, this nigga was gone. He was off our bus. We hadn't seen him, right? Tell me why this nigga comes back and tells me, bro, that he almost got fucking, like, put into, like, juvie and some more shit. Like, he was facing, like, a whole shit ton of trouble because some girl he kissed at a party over the weekend, he like, told some of his friends pretty much that, oh, she was a bad kisser, this, that, and the third, just like she was a bad kisser, blah, blah, blah. And she fucking told the principal that he raped her. And this nigga, my guy, almost got fucking... My lights are flickered. Almost got fucking thrown under the bus, nigga, and put into the slammy, nigga. Because some girl wanted to rat on him, bro. Almost got kicked out of school, put into juvie, and some more shit for something he never did. Just because some girl was tweaking and feeling insecure. Like, bro, I'm sorry, but there should be no, like, reason this shit should be allowed, bro. There has to be some sort of repercussion, bro. Like, genuinely speaking.
All of it, all the way back to Jordan, the guy who she accused of essaying her 3 different times. Even the Snapchat messages that she would show police as proof, they were all fake. She just made them up herself. She would even go as far as to beat herself up and put marks on herself to show police as proof.
Tell me why.
And it is all complete bullshit. And so police are like, all right, this woman is crazy. Let's go arrest her. So they go to arrest her, but suddenly, Ellie is missing. No one knows where she's at. No one can find her. Meanwhile, Ellie has taken a train to Preston. And there, in the town center, she befriends a random, really drunk dude. His name's Oliver. So Ellie and Oliver, they immediately hit it off. And they start flirting, and they kiss a little, and they kind of hook up, and then they exchange numbers, and they part ways. Then Ellie gets on a train, and she goes back home. And police, they show up there, because they've been looking for her. And she tells police that Oliver, the guy she just hooked up with, she tells them that he trafficked her. She claims that some...
Dude. Genuinely free my guys, bro. Free my guys, bro. Yo, what's good? I don't even know how to pronounce this shit, but what's good, gang?
Some traffickers forced her to go to Preston and meet up with Oliver, and that Oliver took her somewhere where they met up with some other men, and those other men
nut stuff.
And that then some of those men beat her up. And of course, she has marks all over her. Marks that she made herself. So police, they have to go track down Oliver and investigate him, just in case any of these crazy accusations turn out to be true. Regardless, boom, they arrest Ellie, and they charge her with perverting the course of justice. But pretty quickly, Ellie gets out on bail. And once she's out, she's right back to her old tricks.
Why?
She goes to she buys a hammer. And a few days after that, she takes that hammer and bam! She smacks herself with it.
Why? What does she gain? What does she gain from doing all of this? What does she gain from doing all of this, bro?
Right across the face. And then she does it again and again and again until her eyes all red and swollen. Then she takes that hammer and smashes her own finger until it's partially severed. And then she goes out to some random field and waits until police, they eventually find her. And of course, she lies and tells them this whole story about how she was trafficked again, and then taken to a house, and then essayed by a bunch of random men, and then they beat her up. So of course, police, they take her to the hospital because she's all beat up. But once she's discharged from the hospital, she goes home, and she takes pictures of herself all beat up. Then she gets on Facebook and posts those pictures.
I'm already knowing.
And she writes a long, detailed post basically claiming not that she hit herself with a hammer for attention, but that the night before, some gang of Pakistani groomers trafficked her and beat her up.
And the U-fucking-K?
And so then people on the internet see this crazy
and
long
they're
post
gonna fucking...
and these horrible pictures.
my
And they have
God.
no idea that police had already determined that Ellie just makes all this stuff up. So her friends on Facebook, they see this post and they believe her. And they start sharing it. And her post starts to blow up. People are sharing it over and over again and it goes viral. And someone starts a Facebook group called Justice for Ellie. And that Facebook group gets 100,000 followers. And they're quickly selling merchandise to help her out with a purple elephant logo that says Justice for Ellie. And there are stickers on cars and on windows and on notebooks. And like everyone around town has one.
Chad,
and people get together and they crowdfund 22,000 pounds, or about 28,000 US dollars, to help pay for the prosecution of this fictitious Pakistani grooming gang that she just made up. The internet is just going wild over this. But here's what's crazy though. Pretty quickly after making that Facebook post, Ellie gets arrested again. This time for breaking her bail. Here's her mugshot. And so she's arrested, and this crazy internet mob starts accusing the police of trying to cover up this whole fictitious trafficking ring, and that they're trying to silence her. And they're like protesting outside the police station, chanting justice for Ellie. Like, it is nuts. All over some shit that she provably made up. Oh, but that's not even the worst part. All the men she accused of SA before they were fully exonerated, Ellie's false accusations destroyed their lives. They went to jail for a while, of course.
Yeah.
People found Mo and they destroyed his property and his business was ruined. And he eventually tried to unalive himself. Thank goodness he didn't. While Oliver, he's so devastated, he tries to unalive himself too. And he eventually gets put in a mental hospital. So
I hate this girl. I hate this girl. I fucking hate this girl. People who actually do shit like this, just they deserve, like, you need to be locked up for life. You can't just be allowed to ruin like people's entire lives, gang, over false accusations like this. You cannot be, bro. Chat, bro, chat. Like, please, for the love of God, be careful who you mess with, bro. Be careful. Yeah, bro. Okay. Be careful who you mess with, bro. Please, because I'm so serious, bro. Some of these people, some women out here, bro, are actually fucking crazy, twin.
So these dudes have their lives just torn apart. The good news is, eventually, Ellie does get caught and this all goes to trial. And she's found guilty and she's sentenced to 8.5 years in prison.
We need more.
It's a crazy one. Shout out to England.
We need more. We need so much more time. Are you playing with me, bro? You playing with me, bro? Twin, you gotta be playing with me, bro. Alright, that was a crazy video, though. I'll be honest. That's insane. Also, this is a random side tangent. But, Ray William Johnson, bro, y'all remember when this nigga used to make the most crazy stuff, bro? The most crazy of shit. Y'all remember that? Like, he has the music logo, official artist channel. Like, bro, remember when he used to make, like, Bitch Got a Penis and, like, what other stuff did he make? Like, I don't even remember, but, like, a bunch of stuff. I used to love this guy's channel. But his shit was so controversial, it's not even funny.